Hey guys, it's Scott here, and this is a video on how I stream and also how I record. So a couple of people have been asking me about this over the last couple of months and even years, and I've just never really done a video on it. So hopefully you do find this helpful, and if you do, then hit that like button down below. So I know that it won't be of interest to some people, but others really want to know. So there's a couple of things and there's a couple of pieces of software that you need to know about. So the main thing is that I play on an Xbox One, so you need to know about that. Also, I use an Elgato Game Capture HD60, so that is the device that I use to record. So you can pick one up yourself on Amazon, I think they're on the Apple website, they're on a load of different places. So that is the device that I use. So now that that is out of the way, once you get your Elgato, then you get this software that you can see on the screen right now with it. So on this is how I record. So what you're seeing right here is what is on my TV. So if I go with my controller and I just move it around, then you will see that it is moving around on there. So it's basically, that's just a preview of what you can see. You can see the game audio, and you can also live stream straight from this software. I don't really do it that much because it's not as good as just streaming through other software, which we'll get onto in a minute. So you've got a few different things. You can add a webcam. You can also add live commentary to this as well, but I normally record stuff outside of this software. Just because it makes it a lot easier to handle. You can make it so you can record and it'll separate the files, so you have a separate file for commentary, separate file for the game, video and audio, but I just find it a lot easier to do it separately. So once you've recorded, so say for example I played a game in Seasons, then once it's recorded, you can set up all of your options for how it will record, and then what you need to do is you need to go and edit it. So what I use for editing is this. Now, you won't really be able to understand exactly everything about the software, and I know that, but this is called Sony Vegas, okay? So this is what most people will use to do their editing if it is on a Windows PC. Other people will use stuff like Adobe software, but on a Windows PC, this is what a lot of people will use. So all you need to do is you drop your game audio and video into this, and you can see there's a preview, and this is exactly how you edit. So say for example I wanted this part of the video where I was looking at his card, I can split it, and look, there we go. So we've got a section that is just of Matic's card, and you can see the preview there. So it's pretty simple to edit. You can obviously add other videos on different layers. So say for example we've got this one at the top obviously, but then we've got this one below. So as soon as this one stops, it will cut and go down to whatever this bottom video is. I don't even know what it is. Maybe it'll cut to a game. No, it'll cut to an Ibra squad. So there you go. So it's very, very easy to use once you've done a couple of videos in it, and I use it for basically any video, not stream because that's using completely different stuff, but if I'm making a video, then this is the software that I use. This is what I will be editing this exact video in. So that is basically how I make my videos. It's very, very simple. And that's all you really need to know in terms of videos. Now, there's a couple of other things. So, obviously I said I will go through the live streaming aspect, so we'll do that in a second, but also people want to know how I make my overlays for my streams, and also how I make all of my thumbnails. So, a lot of people will pay other graphic designers to do all of this stuff, but for me, it's not worth it. I just do all of my own stuff. So I use Photoshop, which you should be able to see right now, to do all of my things. So let's say for example Road to Division 1. This is the thumbnail for that series. So if you've not used Photoshop before, you would probably find it a little bit difficult at first in order to work out how everything works, but a lot of it is to do with layers. So you'll see different things turning on and off. as I turn off the layers. But for example, for this series, it's very, very simple. For each episode, I focus on a different team. So this episode, it was Ibra, the last one was Neymar, and it was episode 10. So it's very simple to make okay thumbnails, but I've been trying to up the quality a little bit. So like this is a lot better than, let me show you an old thumbnail just to show how my stuff has changed. So this is an old thumbnail. I mean, it's pretty terrible. Welcome to Ultimate Team Concept Squads. Like, you can't see what the series or what the video is about really, what kind of thing we're going to be trying to do. All you have is a very simple background, whereas nowadays we are trying to incorporate what the series is into the thumbnail. Let's say for an example of something else that we've done recently, like this tournament cup run, we've got a picture of a trophy in the thumbnail so people know what's going on, give them a little bit of information about what the actual gameplay will be about. So the French tournament, instead of just randomly putting out what tournament, or just a simple just saying it's a tournament, you want to give a little bit more detail. You can also do that in the title as well. So that is what you need for thumbnails. Also, let me very quickly load this. So this is how I do my overlays as well. I do them all in this program as well. So everything, like I said before, everything's on layers. So all you have to do is build everything up, and it's as simple as that. So once you've used Photoshop a little bit, there's so many tutorials that you can watch online that are good. Then this is all that you really need in order to do that. So let me just very quickly close a few things down so that I can show you now the streaming. So Photoshop, we are not going to save that. No. No. So this is what I use for streaming. So let me maximize it. Here you go. So this is called XSplit Broadcaster. So it is free, but I've got the premium version. So I can't tell you exactly what you get in the premium version. All I know is that you can have 60 FPS instead of 30. So this software is very, very good, and it's very easy to use. So on other ones, it's a lot harder to set up, but say, for example, if you have a Twitch channel, you can add channel, and then there's a few different options here. So let's say Twitch, you put in your account, and then once you've done that, you authorize it, and it's basically set up straight away. And then what you can do is you can change the settings. So I'm not going to go on it because it'll give you, I'm pretty sure it shows up as a key, which I would have to reset because it's a private piece of information. But you can change all your settings. So, for example, you've got general settings here, and there's a load of different stuff that you can change in this. It's a really, really good piece of software. It has bits and bobs that don't work properly from time to time, but for the most part, it's pretty good. So, say for example, settings on local recording, you can change the quality. If this was an online one, so for example Twitch, then you would choose the bitrate, which if you don't understand it, then there's loads of videos online that you can watch to do with this specific piece of software and others, which should explain everything that you need to know. So this is very, very easy to use, like I said. So XSplit Broadcaster, basically all you do is you, say for example we're on this one, the camera's not available because it's open in different software. But as you can see, like in the Elgato software, this is what you're seeing from my TV. So I've got a load of stuff set up down here at the bottom left. So for example, the text at the bottom, the top of the screen that's scrolling across, all of this is layered up. So once again, a bit like Photoshop, it's just using different elements and layering them up. So for example, my overlay is just on a layer that you can turn off. The webcam, even the game footage is on near enough a layer. So all of these things are really easy to use. The Elgato software is very, very simple to record on that. It's so easy. Photoshop, once you've used it a few times, is very, very good to do simple thumbnails, overlays, things like that. And then XSplit, which I used to stream, is also easy once you've used it a couple of times. So obviously you can have different I don't know what they're called, scenes. So, for example, I can very easily switch between my starting screen and my be right back screen, stuff like that. So, it's very, very easy to do a lot of these things, and if you want to try it out for yourself, then most of the software is free. Photoshop you may have to pay for, but other than that, it's very easy to do a lot of the stuff that I do. Some people say, like, how do you do it? It seems so difficult, but it isn't once you've tried it yourself. So hopefully this has helped you out and has been a bit of an informative video. If it has and you have enjoyed it, then leave a like rating down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.